Alrighty, so I want to just make sure I cover all the points around those three different types of change agents that are important for you to understand as you go forward in managing your life for positive life outcomes. So it's important to understand that because the person in the minion role is afraid to stand up against the villainous type of person, they are unable to excel at life. And so consequently, it's kind of implicit in that they are somewhat threatened by the heroic management style. So if you're someone who is capable of confronting a villain, you're not afraid of social conflict, right? You understand that conflict is healthy and appropriate, and that you have a legitimate claim to protecting your human capacity to get your human needs met, right? But that's normal and appropriate. And if someone like a bully comes over and tries to tell you that you're bad for wanting to be well and flourish in life, that you understand that that's not appropriate for them to do that, right? And you understand that you can stand up to them and say, listen, you need to stop. That's not okay. It's not okay to mistreat me. And uh, if you're not afraid of that, then chances are someone who is afraid of that is likely to view you as a competitor for, you know, attention, kind of like sibling rivalries and stuff in families. At work, they might see you as a competition to get rid of because they don't have the same skills that you have, the same life management skills. You could also refer to them as situational transformation and resiliency skills, right? They're the skills that you're going to use to build up and protect your healthy life success system. So, and I'm going to talk about those skills in the next video. So, let's say that you do have the skills, but the minion does not have the skills. They're going to probably try to compete with you and try to push you out of the race for the promotion or whatever, because if you were in the race with them, you'd be the one who would win. And so in this way, minions are kind of like villains a little bit. You see, this is why they're kind of working for the villain. You know, even though they're afraid of the villain, they have more in common with the villain than they do with the hero. And that's because the villain and the minion are both using force strategies to get their human needs met, right? These are strategies that try to benefit them, but not everybody else, right? 'Cause even when someone is forcing themselves down, they're robbing the other guy, the villain, of the chance to learn about consequences and to learn about how to manage his life in pro-social ways. So they're enabling him. The minion is an enabler, right? That's ultimately what I'm getting at. If you want to see good examples of minions and villains, you can check out television shows like Intervention about alcohol and drug abuse. Great examples of that. And this is actually, the king baby concept is derived from the alcoholism literature. I just think it applies to abuse as well and bullying, and people who enable bullies to continue in their, capacity to bully. So understand also that villains are going to try to push heroes out of the social environment, because villains don't want heroes to have an influence on the other people there, because villains want to keep people down. They want to keep them uninformed. And the hero wants to enlighten. The hero wants to empower and build up and create other heroes, right? The hero wants to create a place where heroes can grow. And so you're going to want to deal with bystanders, villains, and minions appropriately and effectively, right? So using pro-social strategies that are also effective at either building them up or limiting their capacity to have a destructive impact on your life. So if you're trying to protect your child, You want your child to be well and flourish, and grandma or grandpa or uncles or aunts are extremely antisocial in their behavior, extremely dominating, bullying, abusive, mentally or emotionally or physically, you're going to want to, try to build them up into someone who can um, facilitate the cultivation, right, of nutrient-rich content in your home when they're babysitting or when they're visiting, and someone that you want them to be someone that can protect the sanctity of your home, the purity and health of your social environment from things that would pollute it, right? Bullies, bad attitudes, abusive behaviors, that kind of thing. And if these individuals refuse to upgrade their thinking, refuse to add some new skills to their behavioral repertoire, add new tools to their toolbox, if they refuse to do that, if they refuse to learn, if they refuse to protect your child, well, then you're going to not let them be around, right? You're not going to, if they keep the door open for people that are using drugs and alcohol or that are thieves or crooks, you're not going to want them around, right? So don't be surprised if when you deal with them, if when you confront them, if they choose to try, instead of working with you, if they choose to try to destroy you, basically. You can expect to have a power struggle when you're dealing with people who don't want to change, right? And this is why it's important to understand that when you encounter a situation in which you're having like a battle of wills, that you don't have to engage in that power struggle. You just have to manage your life circumstances. But I do have a really cool worksheet that shows how to navigate through a power struggle, and then you can get it on the Hero Support Network website. Basically, you're going to set a limit with them, and they're going to try to test that limit, and then you're going to reset the limit, and they're going to retest the limit by trying to violate the boundary that you've set, and then you're going to reset it again. Only this time you're going to identify and name the abuser tactic that they're using, right? I can see that you're trying to threaten and intimidate me. And you're going to tell them it's not going to work. You need to stop doing that. It's not okay. And you're going to offer them a pro-social alternative. How about instead of trying to threaten and intimidate me in order to get me back into a position of submissiveness with you, how about you just upgrade your thinking and accept the fact that I'm a 30-year-old adult person and I'm no longer your helpless child, and I want you to connect with me, parent, in a way that is respectful and that allows us both to get our needs met. You get your need for social connection met, I'll get my need met for autonomy and keep my free will, You don't have a right to tell me what to do or who to be anymore. I'm an adult. And, that kind of thing. Like, and if they, choose not to do the new pro-social strategy, you're going to want to try to get back up and call the cops or get friends or family and protect yourself. If they do decide to work with you and change their behavior for the better, you're going to want to reward that and give them what it is they've been trying to get, Help them to succeed using pro-social strategies. And that's it.